What's so great about Cheektowaga? Nothing really special, except that any place you go, whatever you do, it's who you're with and the traditions and the routines that you establish together. It's what you do, and it's the memories that you create. When Stanley and I go to Cheektowaga, we go primarily because the Buffalo airport is right there, and we both like watching airplanes. It's funny, we met and married in 6 weeks, and we didn't know that each other really liked to watch airplanes. Sometimes we go down to the Toronto airport, near it, and we will take some grapes and crackers and cheese and a little refreshment and sit out in our car and use the flight radar app and watch airplanes arriving. I remember the first time we went to see the really big Airbus 380 come in from Dubai. That was exciting. And we were able to track its arrival, and then it just flew directly overhead just before it hits the runway. And that was an amazing experience. We go to Cheektowaga in part because we used to go down there, spend the night, leave our car at the hotel, and then fly down to Disney with Southwest Airlines. And that was a fun experience. And one day I said to Stanley, maybe we should just spend some time in Cheektowaga and see what it's like. They do have lovely parks. They have some museums. They have the Cheesecake Factory there, which we have not been to yet. But usually what we do is we create a little picnic at the end of our vehicle, our CRV, and we watch airplanes. And we take notes. Sometimes we have guessing games by looking at the color of the tail of the plane. Yes, that's Delta, or that's JetBlue, or Southwest. You can definitely tell Southwest Airlines. You don't have to look at the tail end. American Airlines is another one. All kinds of planes fly in and out of Buffalo's International Airport. Now, I'm not sure why they call it international, because I don't see any planes arriving from other countries. So would that be intercontinental? International. I guess it just means all the local flights in the U.S. So earlier I said it's not so much where you're going, like there's not really anything flamboyant about Cheektowaga. It's not like going to New York City or Toronto, let's say, a big city where there's all kinds of shows and entertainment and lots of things to see. There are some things in Cheektowaga, but it's a town. It's a quaint little town that was settled the Indians, the Seneca Indians lived there. And Cheektowaga's name means place of the crab tree. I didn't see too many of those around, but maybe at one time there was a lot. But anyway, it's not so much where you go, the destination, as to who you're with. And that can be, hopefully, a lot of fun. I know I've had family vacations where, something happened. I found myself mediating between this one and that one, trying to make peace. Listen, when I'm with Stanley, it is peace. It's just part of the package. What we like to do is we drive down to Cheektowaga. We stay at the same hotel, which is at the end of the runway, the Buffalo Airport runway, and we watch the airplanes lift off. And sometimes they're actually coming in that way. Our most recent visit, they were coming in from the south entrance or southwest runway. we like to hit my favorite stores, Hobby Lobby. But when we first go there, we go up Transit Road, and there's a lot of shops and stores and facilities there. So we go up Transit Road, and we hit the food store, grocery store first, Wegmans, and pick up some food. You can go in the food court and get some warm food or salads or whatever. And we pick up a few other things for our room, depending on the length of our stay. And then we hit the wine and spirit store. I usually try to pick up a duty-free bottle of vodka. That's the one that seems to agree with me. Lately, wine doesn't agree with me. And then we hit our hotel and we set up. We stay at the Holiday Inn and Suites. Holiday Inn and Suites. And ask for a room on the 3rd floor with a view of the airport. Sometimes we stay at the Hampton Inn, which is also there. We usually visit Hobby Lobby. My friend, when she first introduced me to that store, she said it's like Michael's craft store on steroids. So it really is. There's a lot of things that I cannot get in Canada in that store. And they usually have good prices, good variety. And that's one of my main reasons for going to the US is somebody said, well, can't you get some of those things in Canada? Yes, you can. But I'm finding that I think it's 300 million people in the United States. There's a lot of variety. The American economy tries to present all that variety to the people. In Canada, we have 30 million people, maybe 33 million now. And we just don't have the same variety because the need is not there. It's all supply and demand. I demand this, so I have to go to the States to get it. So we visit Hobby Lobby, and this time I went to Home Depot because they had some wood products that we don't have in Canada. Strange, eh? So I went to Home Depot, and then we hit a couple parks for walking. And sometimes we just walk the neighborhood and to see what it's like to live there. Imagine what it's like for people who are living there. For example, there's a lot of old World War II homes that are done up. Nice little quaint places. There's another little shop not too far walking distance from where we stay called Gabe's. And that's a fun store. To me, it's like a huge rummage sale because you got racks and racks of clothes, but nothing's organized. You can't go and find just tops. Well, sometimes it's a little bit organized. There are sections, like the kids section, the men's section, the ladies section, the lingerie section, but basically it's a jumble of stuff, and you have to kind of sort your way through all of that. So the prices are pretty good. I got a little white bolero type sweater for $10, so that was pretty good. And then, of course, we have to convert our Canadian dollar, which right now is 30-something cents difference. So for every dollar I spend in the US, I have to add on another 30 cents. So it's what you do. So some people would say, well, why would you spend all that money in the gas, drive down, spend money at the hotel, which is costing you more. An average trip is about $500 for us if we stay a couple of nights. And why would you do that? People ask. It's the variety, it's the fun, it's who you're with. And we just enjoy great conversation. For me, I usually get away from the routines of home, and I spend more focused time talking with Stanley and listening to him, and he listening to me. So that's one reason we go. So it's the who you're with and the routines that you create. So no matter where you go, and if it's a tradition, we go to Cheektowaga at least once a year.
Hey,
Here comes the coffee man.
I'm back in full form.
You heard of the milkman. You're the coffee man.
Yeah, I'm just as great. I'm just talking to everybody down there in the room, and quite a buzz of people, and that's especially for you. The sticky bun.
Ooh.
I should put a sticky right on there.
Stick it right to the hips. Never mind putting it down through
It's going to be there anyway, so I'll give it a preamp strike. Okay, here we are.
Thank
Cheers.
you.
Morning coffee. I'll eat the banana.
Okay.
So it's all well for me to say, when you go somewhere, it's about who you're with and creating memories. But the thing is, I was thinking about this as an addendum. What if you don't have a significant person to be with you? You're divorced, you're separated, you're widowed, you're alone by choice, you maybe don't have any close friends nearby, so it's not as if you can pick up and go with a friend. And sometimes you do have friends, but they're not really interested in what you have to do. For example, if I said to my best friend, "Hey, let's go camping," she'd say, "No thanks. I've done that. Did that with my kids. I'm not interested in it." And I've actually asked her, and that's her response. So, what if you don't have someone to go with you, to create a memory with? That takes away from that statement of it's who you're with that makes a difference. Okay, so maybe you have a pet, a dog, cat. But here's the thing that I'm hearing, I haven't yet experienced it, and that is that when you go RVing or camping, you meet people, you make friends. And of course, that could get into a different issue of like, well, I don't really know how to make friends. I don't know how to be social. I'm too shy or whatever. And that would be a whole different video. But the thing is, there's a community out there, like minded, who are interested in RVing, interested in camping, interested in doing these things. So you get yourself out there, even if you're just doing a day trip and you stop at a rest center, you can meet people and you can have sometimes short conversations. Now, I have a friend, she went to Mexico and she made friends with people who were from England, and they kept in touch. And later on, when she needed something, like to help out with the UK passport, they were there to help her. So you never know how far or what or where a friendship is going to take you. C.S. Lewis used to say that he couldn't understand why somebody would want to have a lot of friends because it's a lot of work to maintain those friendships, but a few good people. And I think everybody has one or two people that they can count on who they can share their life with. So even if you're traveling and you use a GPS item, one of these tracking devices, so that a close friend or family member knows where you are and you keep in touch through video, even that can help enhance the experience. So when we were in Cheektowaga, our daughter, who flies with one of the major airlines in Canada, was in Calgary. She called us up and said, "Hey, what are you guys doing? How about Easter? How about a visit?" And we were just that sort of enhanced our afternoon, as because it was too cold outside. So if you don't have, or you feel like you don't have a significant other person to share with, find one. There's a way to do this. You don't have to be alone. Thanks for watching. If you appreciated this video, let me know. Do a thumbs up. Share your life experiences with me. Tell me where you like to go, even if it's just for a day trip. Cheers.